If I kill an enemy, they are dead. When that happens, the value of 1 is added to my kills column. This proposes a query. If I don't have a high value in my kills column, is that considered a bad game? No. A bad game is one in which you provide little to no value to your team. Players can provide in other ways, such as being a good teammate, being a leader, or changing their playstyle to benefit their cause. We will go over those over the course of this video. There are some days in which you may not have good aim, but one of Sova's voice lines that we hear on a daily basis is a very true statement that most players may not realize.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry, there are other ways to be useful.
Before I explain how to be useful in ways other than shooting, we need to go in depth on how to limit the amount of games in which you play poorly in combat. Every Valorant player has a playstyle which they have crafted over their many hours of play. Whichever way a player may play, if it is not working after about 6 rounds, it is time to change something. If every angle you hold is getting flashed, every corner you sit in gets droned, or every time you flank there's someone waiting for you, you need to change something. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's a quote often attributed to Albert Einstein and can fit perfectly in Valorant. If you're not getting kills with shotguns, use snipers. If you can't hold angles properly, try pushing them instead. If your team as a whole can't hold sight, play retake. There is always a way to win as a team. The problem is that most players give up before that becomes a possibility. If all that doesn't work and you're still quintuple negative, there are other ways to be useful. The first way is to be an amazing teammate. This doesn't mean only giving good comms and being friendly, but also benefiting your team with utility and by the way you play. There are multiple ways to do this. The most important ways are coordination, synergy, and selflessness. When you aren't winning fair gunfights, attempt to shift the odds of any gunfight you may enter in your favor by using utility. Asking a teammate to use utility so you can peek can improve your odds to win a gunfight. Or you can be the one setting up your teammate if you aren't confident to initiate combat. There are endless ways of how to combine abilities to counter any specific playstyle your enemies may be throwing your way. Another way to win gunfights as well as a round is to hold the same angle as a teammate and play off of one another. There are a few ways of doing this, one of which being to hold a crossfire, as is popular to do in hookah with shotguns. You can also sit in a corner and have a teammate peek when you engage an enemy. Similarly, on attack, coordinating peeks is a great way to overwhelm enemies holding an angle. Simply say, raise, let's peek back sight. 3, 2, 1, peek. Just make sure that the close player swings wide and the further back one swings more tightly. This ensures you don't get collided and at least one of you stays alive. Now, if you feel entirely useless, and this happens to all of us, you can gather info and entry for your team. Even if you're an important character like Brim or Sova, you can use all of your utility and then entry, clearing close angles while gathering info and allowing your team to trade you. This allows agents that are supposed to entry, like Jet, not risk their lives to live longer throughout the round. Similar to the aforementioned coordinated peeks, jump spotting on both attack and defense can allow a teammate to peek after you've baited a shot out from the enemy. And if all else doesn't work and you can't win a gunfight to save your life, try lurking. Once again, if you're an important agent that has to work from the front lines like Sky or KO, you may want to consult your team first. If you are an agent who can be effective from anywhere, like Astra or Omen, or can teleport, lurking is your friend. After all, people cannot shoot at you when they're not looking at you. Lurking provides a lot for your team even if you don't get any frags, as information can be gathered and your presence alone can change how enemies play and traverse the map. Another route you can take if you can't hit a shot to save your life is to become the IGL, or in-game leader, as well as keeping team morale high. If your team isn't talking much, you may need to tell them what to do and stay on the mic a lot to keep spirits high. The more people talking in voice comms, the higher chance your team wins. Stay positive, uplift people, and be real with your team. A simple sentence such as, "Hey guys, I know I'm not doing very well, but I'll set you guys up, drop you guns, entry, and do whatever you want in order to win," can help your teammates stay positive throughout your poor performance. After all, Valorant is a team game. A few ways to keep morale up is to calm anything important to your whole team and not only your friend in Discord. Clear and concise comms make people happy. Only mention important information after you die. Don't backseat game. All you have to say can be said in under 3 seconds. Make sure to say things like, nice try, nice clutch, or go crazy after a nasty shot. And if all that doesn't work, accept that this isn't your game and there's always another. You'll win 30% of your games no matter what, you'll lose 30% no matter what, but there's 40% in which your performance actually impacts the outcome. I mean, who knows, maybe your opponent is just having a good day.